advisory, please watch my full videos before you decide to go out and do your own stuff. Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today I'm having a little issue. I just replaced my radiator and now I'm having overheating issues. So we're going to diagnose some overheating issues, which is possibly a thermostat, possibly a water pump, or even, what is it, a clutch fan. So we're going to check that out and hopefully we can knock it out and get it done today. Already got me a water pump and a thermostat, so I got to check the clutch fan first and go from there. But with that, I got to do an oil change because I'm at my limit. So knock all that out in this video. So stay tuned. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is check your fluid. I'm going to see how much fluid we got in here. Oh, there we go. Top is super tight. Alright, well, that could be the problem right here. We have a radiator cap that is busted. So let's go from there and we're going to look and see what we can do, because this thing is stuck. And the other part is I do not have any water, so we got to find out where this water is. So I might get to bring back all my stuff I bought. Got to find out where my leak is now. So let's pop this thing off. Alright, so got this culprit out of the way, so I'm gonna have to go get me another one. Starting with that though, as you see, let me grab my light, we're low on water. Water doesn't look too great either. I actually need to do a system flush. So my contemplation for this to start out with is I'm going to fill it back up, run it, see if it cools down and starts cooling down, see if this clutch fan works, and if that all works, I gotta find a leak that shouldn't be the radiator, and I hope it's not, because I just put it in. So let's fill this thing up and then check this clutch fan out. Alright, just set up my trusty funnel. Love this thing. So we'll fill it up real quick, put some water in it. Alright, pull the plug, set that aside, let all this water drain in here, and I'm going to start it up and let it run. Oh, alright, let's let it run. Alright, well, I hope you can hear me. The clutch fan looks like it's working pretty well. It's pulling some air and it's moving. But we're just waiting on this thermostat to kick on and suck this air, suck all this water down. And then we're going to start looking at anything else we got to look at. So stand by until we get this thing warmed up. Alright, well, after that little test, water never went down, it just started bubbling out. The top radiator hose is hot, bottom is cold. Let me get my temp gun real quick. Let's see if there it is. Let's see. The top is 172. See what this bottom one is. If you can see this. The bottom is 97. So either the thermostat's not opening up or the water pump's gone out. I'm gonna guess it's the thermostat first, so we're gonna knock it out. It's in a crappy spot. It's right here. So I gotta drain the water again out of the radiator, and then once I do that, I will pop this little spout off and we'll put the new one on. So let's get to dumping all this water out. Alright, like last time, whenever I put the radiator in, this new radiator has a different petcock on the bottom, which looks a little bit more accessible than the last one. So we're going to test it out, see if we can get it open and get the stuff drained out. So, not real sure, but if you can, see this little white doohickey right there? That is the petcock. So, hopefully I don't have to turn it with a pair of pliers. I shouldn't, but there we go. I'm going to twist it until stuff starts pouring out. Alright. Stuff is pouring out. Pouring out the petcock hole. Alright, well, this is going to take a little while. So, let's let this drain and get all this nasty water out. And then we're going to start doing the thermostat first. Alright, while that's draining, actually let me get my handy dandy light. Alright, while that's draining, I'm going to go ahead and take these clamps off so that I can start with the upper radiator hose. Like I said before, I don't know why they had two clamps up here. I don't really want to question it. I just put them back. Alright. Alright, here's the replacement thermostat for it. As you see, this actually might be the wrong one, and it definitely looks like the wrong one. They gave me one for a different model, because there's no way that this is going to fit on there. So yeah, now I get to go back to the parts store because they gave me the wrong part. As always, good thing I checked before ripping it all off. So, word to the wise, always make sure you know what it looks like before you rip it apart and start trying to fix something if it's your only ride you have. So, I'll be back. Alright, well, before I take this back to the parts store, I looked it up and the number comes back and it looks like the part that it's supposed to be, but it doesn't match my part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the disassembly so I can break off this thermostat housing that's on the car right now, right here. And once I do that, I'm going to take it up to the parts store with me so I can make sure I get the right one. It's going to be complicated. It's not the easiest because I have to take the power steering pump off, move it to the side so I can get to the bolts. If you can see, you probably can't. It's right up under the thermostat housing down there. So, it's way down there. Alright, but there, it looks like there's two, possibly 12 to 14 millimeter, maybe just 12 millimeter bolts on the power steering pump and the serpentine belt. So, remove the serpentine belt and then grab these two bolts, pull them off, and then push this to the side. So, let's get to it. Oh, alright. So, little update. Those two bolts I was talking about, so easy to get off. As you see, I had to get a little bit more in depth than I thought I did. I took the air box out, took the intake off, took the water sprayer bottle off. I had to disconnect the power steering. Had to take the bracket off right there, as you see all those. Which, there's the air box. Here's the idler tension pulley. Here is the bracket for the power steering. And then there's my windshield washing fluid reservoir, all for one bolt. And I'll show you. Let's see, right down here is one bolt right up under here. So you're planning on either changing out your power steering pump, or, ooh, that's dirty. Hold on, you probably can't even see me. There we go. Hopefully you saw what I was talking about. If you plan on changing your power steering pump, this is about the easiest way to do it, is remove all this and then pulling that out. And there's 3 bolts on it. As you see on here, as this sits up on the engine, you see 3 bolts. Ooh, that thing's still hot. Engine's running hot. So I'm gonna clean this up a little bit more, and then I'm gonna pop this off, and we're gonna see if this other one fits like it's supposed to, which I doubt. So let me pop this off real quick. All right, so mistakes were made. Research before you start repairing your car. Oh, this last hour adds 30 minutes to me putting it back. That is not where the thermostat is. I don't know why. I did not look for the return line, which is right here, down here, if you can see. And it does have the right section. It is just under all this other lovely stuff, this ECU right here and this bracket. It'll probably take me 5 minutes once I remove this. So we're gonna try that and see how quick this is. Hopefully you watch this video and don't just do it yourself and figure it all out way after the fact and strip your car, even though it needs to be cleaned because it still has radiator fluid all over it. So I'll be right back. All right, well, excuse my beer. This side is 100% back to normal. Now this side is another story. Pulled off the ECU right here, pulled a couple of connections so I could flip it up. Disconnected the alternator, about to disconnect it completely. Don't forget to disconnect your battery before you do something like this. Pull this friggin' thing up. Well, I guess I could do it without pulling that up. All right, well, I'm gonna undo this ground right now. Some 10 millimeter. Nope, 8 millimeter. But as you see now, there's the thermostat housing. So we're gonna get down there and figure out how to get it off. Undo the radiator hose on the bottom, possibly, maybe. Probably do it right here because it'll be easier. Clean off the block. Then what we're gonna do after we clean off the block, we're gonna put the new one on, because that is the correct part that I got from the parts store. Stupid me. And then we're gonna seal it all up and start putting everything back together. So I'll talk about putting it back together as I put it back together. So, all right. Yeah, we have a little issue, as you can see. Thermostat is shot. It doesn't seal correctly, and the O-ring actually isn't even on there. Just noticed one of the bolts, it was probably like that whenever I went to loosen it up. So I'm going to stick this one in, and we're going to make it work. So as you can see, though, my misconception of parts, because I was looking at the wrong one. So it comes with an O-ring, and we're going to clean off the block and go from there. So here's what it looks like, how far I've gotten. Oh, nasty, nasty water. Might flush this a little bit. So, yeah, alternator's off, top bracket's off. Alternator takes 3 bolts, one right here, 2 up here. This bracket takes 1, 2, 3 15 millimeters. This is a 10. The back of the alternator is a 10 for this. This clip just pops off pretty easy. So now I'm going to just start cleaning stuff up and redoing it. So let's get to it. Alright, well, I've got the elbow in with a thermostat, hose hooked up, everything's snugged down. Now I'm going to try and tackle this water pump real quick and pop these bolts off right here to the pulley, pop this assembly off and just push it forward hopefully, and be able to get to the water pump bolts, and then replace that too, just to make sure, since I'm already this far, that I don't need a water pump. Good preventative maintenance. Yes. So I'm going to start working on these bolts. Alright, as I'm talking to you, taking this last bolt off. Alright, just they're 13 millimeters, there's 4 of them. If you've ever taken a fan off before, you shall understand how to do it. There's a slight mishap that I have though, just like most domestics. Even once you do that, you still have to take off the fan itself. It is bolted on there through a massive socket. Well, you'd have to have a big enough wrench to do it. Hopefully I have the big enough wrench. If I don't, I'll have a small issue. And I have just enough. See that? I have just enough to get this thing on here. Which means I got to put those bolts back in a little bit more and put a breaker bar on it. And hope for the best. So, let me work on that. Alright, show you what I did real quick. Got one of these 13 millimeters, put it on here, snugged it down just a little bit, braced it against that other bolt, and with my vice grip adjustable pliers, put that on there and just wrenched down on it real hard, and it broke it loose. So, let's get back. Alright, so had to take the fan and fan shroud out together because the fan won't come out very easily without the fan shroud. So did that, got the pulley off. Now it's time to pull this off and replace it. So it's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like 10 millimeter bolts. So I'm going to do this and open up the other one, compare them, see what's going on with it. And then I got to go to the store because I need a new radiator cap. So, let me hammer this out. Here they are, identical. This has a bigger shaft, which is good. This one has a smaller one. So if it ever seized up, this one actually has a bigger shaft to go through. Make sure it doesn't seize up as easily. So, pop all this stuff off. Make sure the gasket is all off the engine. Clean it all up. And then we will be putting the new one on. Alright, now that I got the water pump on there, go ahead and put this on. Making sure you have the right holes because the other ones don't fit. So just line it up and hand tighten them in. Alright, last thing I've got to do, secure this radiator hose, put the alternator back in, put the bracket back on, hook all this up right here, put the ground back on, fill the radiator up, change the oil, get a cap, put it on here, then finally I'm done to where I can actually take it for a test drive and see if that fixed it. So I've got to go to the parts store. I've got to get a new radiator cap. Mine's shot. I'll be right back. Alright, so I lied. I didn't go get a top for the radiator. But I buttoned everything else up. All over here, radiator. Sorry, I'm tired. I gotta secure these. Alternator, the belt, this bracket, the ECU. Now I'm just filling this up and watching for leaks. There's water all over the ground already, but I'm still looking for more leaks. I'm about to back it up, let it run for a little bit, let the thermostat kick on, and see how that works. Hopefully it works great. Hopefully I don't have an issue. I wanted to show you one of the best tools you can ever invest in is a ratcheting wrench. These are the best tools in the world, especially the ones with the little swivel head like this. Oh, these are wonders. Especially for the bottom bolt to the alternator. This is just about the only thing you can get on there that works good and doesn't make you wait, take 20 minutes to sit there and do it turn by turn with an open wrench, which sucks. So, I'm gonna crank this up. Hopefully no leaks. And then I gotta go get a radiator cap. I'm not gonna show you an oil change. You know what an oil change looks like. I have most of everything up here on my board for all my cars. Envoy takes 5W30 at 7 quarts, and there's the filter number. Simple, easy. Get you a filter, get you some oil, get you a bucket for it, and then once you get done with it, take it back to the auto parts store and have them get rid of it for you, because that's what they're there for. Anyway, let's start this thing up. Getting some bubbles. See how quick this goes down. Clutch fan's working good. Everything sounds good. So let's see where this goes. All right, it's looking like a success. Let's turn this music off, or just turn it all down. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna get. Let's see. There we go. All right, it's sustaining it to about 190, 200, somewhere around there. So, sticking right there, that's working perfect for me. That means it's fixed. Again, and again, and again. So now, it's topped off. I gotta go get a radiator cap. My oil change still has to be done. I'm gonna cut it off. I'm gonna let the oil drain while I'm gone and come back and knock everything else out. So, I'm gonna let y'all have a good time after this. That bright light doesn't like my camera. If you like content like this, like it, subscribe. It's the only thing that can really help me out on this. Letting people know that I like to do this kind of stuff. To show y'all, advisory, please watch my full videos before you decide to go out and do your own stuff without finishing the video, because you might do like I did and work on the wrong side of the motor where the thermostat is not. Either way, I took everything out of basically off my engine other than the AC compressor, and now everything's put back, so I know where everything is now. Good lesson. But now I can clean a little bit more because I got everything dirty. So check out my other videos. Check out the Subaru. Got more content coming up. Different stuff. Get some cool merch. Got gnats in here. It's hot. I'm dehydrated. I need a couple drinks. So, until next time.